Hey guys, Mark here. Welcome. In this tutorial, we're going to be making a spool knit dog leash. The main supply for our project is going to be a single piece of Paracord 550. Since the entire project is made out of a single cord, this one is fairly long. I highly recommend working this project directly out of a spool or hang. This has three major advantages. The first one is that you're going to avoid any wasted cord. Secondly, you avoid doing any math figuring out how much cord you need. And thirdly, which is also very important, you avoid any major tangles in your cord. For a leash 4 feet long, I used a single strand 48 feet long. You're going to need a snap hook or a carabiner. For the tools, you're going to need a 2-peg knitting spool. If you don't have a spool, you can improvise one in many ways. For example, by grabbing a PVC pipe, adding on a couple of hairpins, so one to each side, then either clamping down or taping down the 2 pins. And you have a makeshift spool. A lacing needle is optional but highly recommended. Our last two tools are scissors and a lighter. We begin by setting up our spool. Grab your cord, pass it through your spool, pull in about 3 feet of cord. So this cord is later on going to be used for this decorative knot. We continue by hooking around our top peg, traveling to the bottom, then diagonally back to the top, and finally back down. We're ready to do our knitting. We start our knitting at the top. We place the bottom strand over the top one, grab our cord, rotate our spool. Doing this, we hook our cord onto the bottom peg. Then again at the top, place the bottom strand over the top one. Again, grab your cord, rotate your spool, hooking your cord onto the bottom peg. Then at the top, once again, place the bottom strand over the top one. Grab your cord, rotate the spool, hooking your cord at the bottom. At the top, the bottom strand over the top one, then again rotate. That's all we're doing. Very repetitive and quite fast. For a 4-foot long leash, we're going to be braiding a length of about 4 feet 8 inches. So the extra 8 inches are going to be used for the handle. The netting has quite a bit of a stretch, so once in a while, do stretch it out. Only after stretching can you get an actual measurement of how much you have knit. I've knit a length sufficient for my leash. For a 4-foot long leash, I did about 4 feet 8 inches. The additional 8 inches are used to form the handle. Make sure that you have about 3 feet of cord remaining in your working end. Just like the length at the start, this length is going to be used for a decorative knot a bit later on. Grab a snap hook, remove your knitting off of your spool, which produces 2 loops. Feed your end through the snap hook, then through the loop on the right. Then back through the snap hook into the loop on the left. Remove the slack. Attach a lacing needle. Then bury your cord a bit deeper into your knitting. So there are no rules here, just work your cord in. So something like this, then once more, like this. We then begin tying our first decorative knot. For the decorative knot, we're going to be tying a 3-part 4-bight Turk's head doubled up. This one is also referred to as the woggle knot. To make things easier to see, I'm going to be tying my knot onto a mandrel. You don't have to do this, tie your knot directly onto your leash. Take your cord, pass it around, under the standing end, around again, this time over the standing end. Then, using your working end, pass under over from left towards the right. Grab the middle strand, pass it over the left one. With your working end, pass under over from right towards the left. Now pass your working end right next to the standing end. This ties our knot. I'm just going to remove a bit of slack since I've tied it on a mandrel. So we have our knot. Now, to double it up, simply follow the standing end all through the knot. When you reach the standing end again, you have effectively doubled up your knot. To finish it up, simply pass it under all the way to the right side. Now tighten up your knot. You will want to start at the standing end, so this one here. Then simply go through the knot, removing slack. When done, trim the end as close to the knot as possible. If you want, melt it or push it under the knot. We continue by forming the handle for our leash. Measure out an exact length for your leash. In my case, 4 feet. Fold the rest of your knitting into a handle. Attach a lacing needle onto the end. Then run your end through your knitting a couple of times, securing the handle into place. Then again, we're going to be tying a decorative knot. So guys, this concludes our tutorial on the spool knit dog leash. A relatively simple project, especially once you get used to it. I sincerely thank you for joining me today, and I hope to see you in my future videos as well.